What should your CAC payback be? Hello, my name's Leighton. I have an agency based in Dublin. We run acquisition and retention for e-commerce brands across Europe and the United States of America, and we currently manage over 9 figures in yearly revenue. Okay, so before we tell a brand to increase their ad spend, we look at one number, so the CAC payback, because that number tells you how fast you're going to be able to grow without blowing yourself up. So let's make this pretty simple, right? Your CAC payback is how long it takes to get your money back after you spend it on ads. So that's it. You spend money today. When does the cash come back in? So if you spend 100 grand a month on ads and it takes you 6 months to recover that money in profit, you're going to need to bridge that gap. So that's where the brand could potentially get into trouble. So let's give you an example, right? So let's compare two brands. Brand A, average CAC is €70. Gross profit first order is €40. So they lose 30 quid up front on every new customer. They only make money when the customer buys again. The average time to second purchase is 90 days. So their payback is roughly 3 months. Now, imagine they want to scale from 50 grand a month to 250 grand a month. To do that, they might need to spend 150 grand a month on ads. But if it takes them 3 months to get their money back, they're going to need to float 450 grand before things stabilize. So that, I don't know, obviously these numbers are just a bit back of the envelope, but that's going to be working capital pressure. Now, brand B, average CAC is €60. Gross profit per first order is 65. They break even or slightly profit on the first purchase. Retention completely flips them because it becomes a bonus, not just survival. So their payback is effectively 30 days or less. If they scale their ad spend to 150 grand, the cash comes back quickly. So that brand can scale much more aggressively while choking. So that's why in my other videos I always stress understanding and having confidence in that number, because it actually works well for service businesses too. If you can understand that, well then you're going to be able to scale up a lot more predictably. So what should yours be? Here's the practical answer. If your payback is under 30 days, you're in a really strong position. Probably even 45 days. But yeah, under 30, you're in a really strong position. 30 to 60, you're healthy. Most e-commerce brands are sitting around here. 60 to 90 is definitely acceptable, but you're going to just need to plan a bit more and you're going to have a bit more discipline from a capital perspective. Over 120 days, you're effectively financing the growth. And it's okay to do that and it's okay to be in that position, but you're not necessarily scaling very safely. And if you don't have strong cash reserves, it can become very stressful very quickly, particularly for growing brands. I wanted to just kind of throw this in here. So why the CAC payback period matters a lot more than ROAS. I feel like the industry has kind of copped onto this and people are much more aware of it, but naturally you can have a 3x ROAS and still be pretty cash poor. ROAS doesn't tell you when the cash comes in, how much working capital you need, how exposed you are. Payback period answers that instantly. So ROAS tells you if an ad looks good and if it brought a sale in, you technically got it looks great from a dashboard perspective. Okay, you spent 10 grand in ads and I got 30 grand back. But the payback period tells you the business is in a really good spot. So let's completely flip that on its head. You can look at ROAS from a creative perspective and from a platform perspective, but from a business perspective, let's really dial in that CAC payback. So how to improve it? So this is a really good conversation that we have all the time. There's 4 levers that we look at to improve the CAC payback period. So number 1 is increase your average order value. So if that's possible, think about how you can bundle, how you can upsell. Let's try to get the average order value as high as possible within reason. Number 2, improve your gross margin. So see what you can do internally to try to get that gross margin to be improved. Number 3 is reduce your cost to acquire a customer, which is the pretty self-explanatory one. Talk to your agency, talk to your marketing people, see what needs to be done to try to get that down. If you're able to get that down a couple of euro, dollars, it can have a huge impact on what it looks like for the customer journey. And 4 is drive faster repeat purchases. This is why I tend to lean more towards advising to try to understand how you can get a subscription business going. Because if you have a subscription business that's making 50 quid per purchase and that person stays for 7 months, every time you can break even on the CAC, you can break even on the second month and you're still going to get a good bit of revenue coming in off the back of that customer. So yeah, retention compresses your payback and gives you that kind of leeway. And margin flexibility is going to be able to give you scale. So what should your CAC payback be? It's going to be short enough that you can increase your ad spend without needing outside capital and without being too stressed on that. There's nothing wrong with getting capital for growth, but you want to be able to put yourself in a position where you're confident about what the growth is going to look like. Most e-commerce brands, you want to aim for under 60 to 90 days. Anything beyond 90 days should make you a little bit cautious and you should be a bit aware about, because scaling with a long payback isn't brave, it's risky, and serious brands scale with control. So yeah, that's everything from me. My name's Leighton. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. And yeah, my calendar is down below if you ever want to have a chat.